This F slur factory is turning my kid gay. No! No! Hello, everybody, this is Emma, and I'm here to say I'm going to be reacting to some Reddit coming out stories today. So, I think last year I did coming out stories that were YouTube videos, but this time we're going to do stories that are, coming out stories on Reddit. I was with my parents. We were in the middle of watching a game show. It was the 1st of June, 2024, almost midnight. I had promised myself I would come out on the first day of Pride, so when the sad break comes on, I interrupt the conversation and says, "Guys, I'm bi." They were confused, but the method worked great because the ads break stopped and we had to go back to watching the game show. We talked about it more the following day, but I just wanted it to get out in the open in a casual way. Didn't want the whole sit them down thing. Wow. Yeah, they didn't react too horribly, just like this commenter says. So that's good. Mine was quite literally, "Hey mom, I can say the F slur." Needless to say, I've grown as a person since then. What? Why would that be how you decided to tell them? Just like, hey, I can say, like, I don't know, man. Told my mom I'm pan and she immediately questioned if I was sleeping with people yet because she said that's when she discovered she was bi. Oh. I did not know my mother was bi. Props to her for being more worried that I was shaboinking underage before she cared who I was into, lol. My cousin was a different story though. I got lectured like I sent someone to sleep with the fishes, laughed my ass off. She doesn't talk about it, but I think she's getting over it because she bought me a Pride cup. Okay. I was kind of expecting like long-winded stories, but I mean, wow, your mom's bi. Like, that's pretty cool. Like, literally, you didn't know that she was bi this whole time? I was outed in my freshman year in 1970, small town high school. It was bad. Yeah, I bet that's bad. I came out and my entire family knew. Turns out that's why my aunt doesn't speak to me anymore and why my brother treats me like the scum of the earth. My mother is very supportive though, and my youngest sibling still loves me very much. I'm sorry that your brother treats you like that. Clearly your brother is that. Like, if he treats you like scum of the earth, that's because he is scum of the earth. That's so stupid. So I'm sorry that it was like that, but I'm glad your mom's supportive and your younger sibling's good. Sent my mom a pic of me after shaving my denial beard and phoned her and I'm going to transition. To what? this wasn't her asking about my gender. It was pure confusion. She was lost. Me to a girl. I'm going to transition. To what? That's so funny. Oh my god. I'm going to transition. To what? A girl? Oh. Came home from my job working in a haunted house and had my phone taken from me and gone through without an explanation. About a weekend later, my stepmom decides to bring it up, mainly because my dad was always home on the weekends. His reaction was shitty as to be expected, and when I reacted negatively, my stepmom decided to defend him, acting like I was being rude for not liking his reaction. Then they didn't allow me to go back to the haunted house and started saying I was brainwashed. Mind you, they only started saying that after I mentioned there was one trans employee at the haunt I worked in. My dad also started calling the place the F slur factory. This is another one where I want to know how old you are. I also worked at a haunted house. Probably one of the worst experiences of my life. I would love to work in a haunted house again, just not that one. But yeah, they went through your phone, so I'm assuming you're a minor. My parents also went through my phone a lot. This F slur factory is turning my kid gay. No! No! You can't work there again! Because you're being turned into an F slur. That's so dumb. I'm so sorry that your parents are like that. Your stepmom and your dad in quotations, they sound like pieces of shit. That's it. I called my mom and we talked for a while about upcoming family events. I then brought up, you know how I said I started a new medication a while ago that's been really helping me? Yeah, it was estrogen. I'm trans. Her reaction was pure acceptance. Aw, and I don't care what you are, you're my child. We then talked for like 2 hours and about how it was okay for me to be trans, how to manage the family, and so on. At the end of the call, she directly referred to me as my chosen name, and it gave me such a wave of joy that my brain broke for a few seconds. I love my mom. Oh my god, that's incredible. This is like the goal. To come out and have it be like this, that's amazing. I was going through a lot of mental instabilities when I was 16, 2013, and my parents finally found out about my self harm and some other things. Because of the stress of this, I just decided if they were going to know this, they might as well know everything. So I was taken out of school early for an eye doctor appointment, and on my way there, I'm crying to my mom about all the mental stuff that was going on. And the moment we arrived to the eye doctor, I tell her I had one more thing to say: Mom, I like girls. It was such a huge relief off my chest, and we had a long talk about it. From that point, I needed my mom to tell my dad because that was going to be harder, and she also told my grandma and some other family. My mom was instantly fine with it, but I will always remember how my dad was not, and his first words were, "Well, I wish you liked boys," and that has always stuck with me. Then I had to tell my paternal grandparents a few months down the line because I was just tired of them asking me about a boyfriend. So I was gardening with Grandma, and she asks about my boys in my life, and I said, "Grandma, actually, I like girls," and she immediately goes, "Why would you do that?" Short convo, but I was lucky for her and my grandpa to be accepting after a while, but it's still not the greatest topic, even though I am now married to my wife. To my knowledge, my entire family supports me now, but there's still awkwardness surrounding it because until recently, I have been the only one out of a very large family to be knowingly queer. Yeah, I'm glad they accept you now. I don't like how your dad's first words were, "Well, I wish you liked boys," because that's like for homophobic people, that's very obvious. That yeah, you do wish that they like boys. That makes you sound like a homophobe. So yeah. Why would you do that? Is how she said it. Like, Grandma asked her, like, girls, why would you do that? That doesn't make sense. That's not grammatically correct, is it? Grandma, actually, I like girls. Why would you do that? I don't think that's correct. But, I'm glad that they are okay with you now, at least as far as you know. You are married, so there's, like, no turning back now. So, they either accept you or you kick them to the curb. But, yeah, out of a very large family, you're the first one knowingly queer. Yeah. I thought I was the only one who was knowingly queer. Um, because I never put two and two together about my cousin who he's married to a man. I didn't put two and two together until they became married. But like they would come to family parties together, and I never like because to me being gay isn't a bad thing. That like seeing these two men holding hands at a family party made me think, yeah, that's normal. Because it is fucking normal. But of course, I didn't realize while I'm struggling with my own uh, sexuality and gender identity, I was like, why am I the only one in the family like this? No, they are gay. But my family does not treat them very well, so I haven't seen them in a long time because my family could be better. Could be better. Um, yeah, my mom doesn't like me talking about this kind of stuff uh, to people because she knows I have bad reactions from my family. But my aunt literally told my parents she was a girl, she was born a girl, she will always be a girl. So now I've decided I'm never going to talk to them again. So it's her own fault. And it sucks because I love my cousins, my baby cousins. They're 12 and 10, so they're not babies, but I just decided it's best for me to just never see those people again because my aunt's a terrible person. and she's always treated me terribly. Before I came out, she always called me fat when I was barely overweight. Now I'm definitely overweight, but at the time I was like 10 pounds overweight, and she would call me fat. And yeah, she always wanted to know my business. And when I came out as trans, she's like, "Well, don't tell my kids you're trans." So I wasn't allowed to tell them. And I'm like, it's kind of fucking obvious that I'm not a woman. so so yeah, I'm just never gonna see them again, which sucks, but it's what's best for me. And I haven't really told my mom that yet. I probably won't even have told her by the time this video goes up. But I doubt she'll watch this full all the way through anyway. So yeah, sorry mom. I'm never gonna see them again. It's just how it has to be. And I know I've talked about this in therapy about if I die young, um, that I don't want anyone to be allowed at my funeral if they do not call me they, them, or he, him at least. I'm non-binary. They, them feels most me, but I'm okay with he, him too. But if they don't call me that, they're not allowed at my funeral. Let that be known on YouTube. They're not allowed at my funeral. And yeah. Let's read one more and then I'll end it. I'm out to a lot of people, surprisingly. They have all been positive, luckily. I'm not exactly trying to hide it from people anymore. So I was first out to my sister. She thought I was bi. I thought I was too at the time. Because my phone wallpaper in the bi flag colors, we talked over text and she asked me and I just confirmed it. I came out to my cousins by straight up saying it casual conversation and no one batted an eye. I believe I came out to a close friend next. I had long suspected she was Arrow Ace before I knew I was Arrow Ace. I wore an Ace Condi bracelet to school and she complimented me on it. Maybe a week later we were walking around the track in PE and she asked if I was Ace. I confirmed it and she said she was too. Sometime later that same day, I also explained my gender to her. When I came out to my D&D party, yeah, Dungeons and Dragons! I wasn't trying to hide it anymore. We were having a sleepover at my previously mentioned Arrow Ace friend's house. She's in the party. And I think one of them knew she was Arrow Ace. We were just talking and one of them asked if I was Arrow Ace. I said yes. They said it made sense. We moved on. My mom just said while in the car one day, "I know you're asexual. I know what the black ring on the middle finger means. And I just want to say me too." What? Oh, that's cool. So yeah, I learned my mom was ace and pretty sure she's panromantic or something too. Then we have one friend who somehow knows, I don't know how, and in casual conversation about pride and stuff, she asked, "You're Arrow Ace, right?" And I said I was. Wow! I bet that was a real eye-opening moment for you when your mom was like, "Yeah, I know what that means. I'm Ace too." Like that, wow. That's great. That is incredible. I'm ending this here. This is just a short video. I wanted to do something for the last week of Pride. It is currently the 5th of June by the time I'm recording this. But I really just wanted to have something nice for the last week of Pride. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Nemo signing off. Bye. You belong, you matter, you're worthy.